It's a great day today to go see the Wiz. Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. It's a great day today to go see the Wiz. And that's what I'm going to do. So roll out with me while I go see the Wiz while I pop my shit. Real shit though, nonetheless. um, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. But, let's just play devil's advocate for a minute, okay? And let me hit you with the reality of some shit, because a lot of us, and I say us because myself is included, a lot of us like to live in a dream world. It's our world that we created, and anytime some motherfucking body does not fit or does not coincide with our dream world, we tend to give them the motherfucking side eye like it's something wrong with them. But we got to check ourselves. Okay? We got to check ourselves. Now, here's the motherfucking thing about the dream world. Like me, right? And I always have to use myself as an example because of the shit that I've been through and that I've experienced. I can't use you, although you probably could relate. Like me. My dream world consisted of being able to believe in black men, having faith in black men, that at the end of the day or the beginning of any day, that they will always in their heart do the right thing. They will always be able to know that they have a safe space with us, that they will always love us. And my dream, I'm gonna catch this light. My dream, was disturbed by the harsh reality that as much as I would like that to be a reality, it ain't motherfucking happening, Captain. Because my last significant other, my last significant other taught me that a motherfucker don't even have to like you to fuck you. A motherfucker don't even have to like you to have kids by you. And yes, it's hard for us to be able to fathom because we want to believe in love. We love these motherfuckers, you understand? And the fact that we love these motherfuckers, we take it on as it being enough. And we take it on as, we take it very personal to be able to give our bodies and share our spaces with motherfuckers that we love and motherfuckers that we care about. But darling, what you must understand is that a lot of men aren't wired the same way. Now, of course, there are exceptions to every motherfucking rule. Every rule. And I can sit here and say that, there's a lot of motherfuckers that don't even like you. But, on the flip side to that very same rule, there are motherfuckers that do. There are motherfuckers out there that do care about you. And want to be in love and were raised properly to understand what being in love entails and a responsibility to care for a black woman and to understand and accept the ways in which that woman would be able to care for him. So yeah, there are men out there like that, but unfortunately, darling, I hate to break the news to you, but we've been kissing a lot of fucking frogs. A motherfucker could be jealous of you. A motherfucker don't have to like you as a motherfucking person. Love is not tolerance, dear. And they will put on this motherfucking performance just to have access to you and everything that you entail, everything that makes you up, that makes up your person of who you are. Motherfuckers will do whatever it is that they got to do to be able to gain access to that. So one of the things I need for you to do is to never, ever, ever again, because we've all done it, and we've all experienced it, and we all been there. But one of the things I need for you to remember is never, ever, 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 ever again forget who the fuck you are. And never, ever, ever again underestimate who you are. And never, ever, ever, ever again need to be reminded in such a harsh way of who the fuck you are. And don't you dare underestimate yourself. Now, this message is not for everyone. This message is for the beacons of light, the light workers, the light beings, the people who understand very well what the fuck balance is and choose to operate in the likeness of. I'm not talking about you dark motherfucking beings or those who choose to operate out of that, because when you are a beacon of light, baby, now I need you to think back for me. I need you to think back. I need you to think back. I need you to think back, because everybody situation is different. It is. So I need you to think back for a minute, because baby, your first experience being a beacon of light was most likely recognized by someone else other than you. And these are the motherfucking people who see or have saw your light. And that shit irritated the fuck out of their darkness and they motherfucking demons and whatever else motherfucking issues they had going on. And so they chose, in their own little clever, crafty, conniving way, to antagonize you and sabotage the friendship and or the relationship. Yes, come on with me now. Come on, let's walk together. We ain't got to necessarily kumbaya. We gonna kumbaya this motherfucker today. So let's walk together. Let's take a walk together and understand that those motherfucking people that seen your light before you instantaneously became intimidated by it, and instead of recognizing it like they did and tried to nurture it simply for the love of you, they began to do foul shit and fucked up things for the I don't want to say for selfish reasons, but trying to dim your light, and that is selfish. That's selfish. But it's so much deeper than that. It's so much more that trying to dim your light because they don't want you to outshine them, but you already are, unknowingly to you. And what they'll try to do is they'll try to get in your head and infiltrate your space and twist your train of thought for you to think and or believe less of yourself. So much so that you begin to tell yourself, I'm not better than them. Hear me out. Because it's not about thinking you're better than anyone. But this is just simply what you tell yourself in order to be able to equivalent yourselves with them. I'm not better than them in any type of way. We're the same. Our stories are the same. We have the same background, or we have the same family, or we come from the same neighborhood, or we once shared the same baby daddy, or whatever the fuck the similarities are. You use them as a balancing field to be able to level the playing ground and convince yourself that there's no reason for them to be away with me. I like them, even though they don't like me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to prove to them that I am likable, that I am trustworthy, that I am a good person, that because they, in their minds, think that I'm better than them, I'm going to prove to them that I'm not, that I'm the same. You do this subconsciously. You do this because whatever it is that this person entails, there's something in them that you're familiar with that you are not ready to release. Whether you love them because they're a family member, you love them because they were a friend turned family, you appreciate them because you once trauma bonded with them, you have the same, negative experiences that you're able to relate to and try to grow from. Whatever your fucking reason is that you make up in your mind that you're not going to prove your worthiness to this motherfucking person. And the whole fucking time you're not even understanding that while you're trying to prove your worthiness to someone outside of yourself, while you're worthy of their love, respect, attention, devotion, friendship, whatever the fuck. While you're trying to prove that to them, you are devaluing yourself. And you are devaluing yourself because it hasn't occurred to you that you don't have to prove anything to any motherfucking body. And that people who are sincere in the way that they feel about you are going to fuck with you regardless if you're up or if you're down. And those that won't will simply be discarded from your life. They will either fall away, they will fucking melt away, they will either go away, because we were made in the likeness of the Creator. He will always protect us. Mother Universe will always protect us. And they take those people and use them as lessons for us to, they're catalysts. They're pawns. Unfortunately, this is the truth, darling. It may be a hard pill to swallow, but it is a pill nonetheless. They are pawns in this motherfucking game called life. And at any given time, you must be ready to release those motherfucking pawns, because they will cause you to lose the game. It is not easy to release these people because we've grown attachment to people, places, and things. But these are the same people who have shown us the very reason why they are not to be trusted. And you cannot be upset at yourself. Don't ever be upset at yourself, because I was upset at myself for the longest time. After that breakup, I was like, yo, really going hard on myself. And excuse me for the bad camera angle, but I am driving through a state in which they don't play that shit about driving while talking on the phone. So I have to keep that in mind, because I ain't trying to get no motherfucking $1,000 ticket, $100 ticket, or whatever. But back to the point. It's an ugly truth But when you are living in the reality of two different realms, you got to understand that truth, and you have got to deal with it. Motherfuckers talk spirituality and religion all motherfucking day and don't even do the self-work to be able to realize when they are being used by the opposition. Motherfuckers scream loyalty. They'll scream royalty. They'll scream how real they fucking are. I mean, they advocate this shit. They advocate it so much until you get to a place where you begin to believe them. But everybody gangster, and everybody real, and everybody a king, and everybody a queen, until it's time to do some royal shit, some real shit, some gangster shit. They ain't nowhere to be found. And that's when you're able to see, as a motherfucking light worker, who people really are. Motherfuckers be shucking and jiving. Shucking and jiving. They used to say back in the days. Shucking and jiving. And in modern times, they on some clown shit. That's the modern term for it. Some clown shit. Because baby, they will sing and dance and perform and story tell and tell you every motherfucking thing you want to hear. They'll look you in your eye. This how bold the ops get. They'll look you in your eye. They'll resonate with your energy. This is all trying to get into your life. They'll resonate with your energy. They'll do whatever needs to be done to be able to squeeze into your motherfucking light, your shine. Whatever that light or shine may be. But they are aware of it, even when you're not. And the minute, the fucking minute, the second, or the hour that they see, think, or believe that they are not penetrating that light, that they are not able to pull you down as low as they thought they could, that they're not able to affect your light or your favor, the real them is exposed. Now, the thing about trauma bonding is that it could be really tricky because it could have us believe that we are one and the same when we are fucking not. A part of me taking accountability in that 13-year hiatus is because I kept telling myself, although our backgrounds are different, we the same. We both came from the struggle. We both came from the fucking hood. We both came from fucking having nothing. We took our little couple of pennies together and we had a little something. We had a little something. He saved me at the time, I felt, or so I thought. This is a part of the trauma bonding. He saved me from a domestically violent situation that I was in. He showed me love. He showed me appreciation. And in doing that, he reopened my heart at a time when I didn't think that it would ever be opened again. We had a child together. I was in love. I assumed he was in love. And we have a family now. And so when he get caught up in a fucked up situation, I am not going to abandon him, because he didn't abandon me when I was in my fucked up situation. And I had convinced myself that some type of way I owed him, because I loved him. Not that he loved me, because I didn't know the details of the motherfucking situation. And leading up into the motherfucking breakup, I didn't even know the details of it wasn't until after the motherfucking breakup I found out details of the motherfucking situation that was going on. And that is when the revelation came that motherfucker there did not care for me at all, did not love me, and it is a high probability that he didn't even motherfucking like me. But it did not stop him from doing whatever the fuck he had to do to be able to have access to me. Because whatever it was that he saw in me that he did not like, he also knew that it would be beneficial to him at any point in time in his life. And me being blinded by love and being blinded by the belief and the hope in our men and in black men and in love, that he would always resort back to who I once thought I knew. But baby, that ain't the case. And again, I'm using myself as a motherfucking example, because that is the only example that I know, and that I can identify with, to be able to tell you to look back over your life, baby. Because I think I tied that motherfucking bun too tight. It may or may not be the exact same situation with you. It may or may not be your man or your baby daddy. It could be your mama. It could be your sister. It could be your friend turned sister, who found ways to sabotage the relationship that y'all once had. And it was all because they knew who the fuck you were before you even knew. We all are children of the Creator, right? And all children have different personalities. And so all of us have different purposes, and all of us have different journeys. And the fucked up thing about this journey is that people shuck and jive. They talk a lot. They put on this motherfucking front. And you want to believe the best in people, because the whole fucking world is against black people. Understand me. The whole world. The whole fucking world is against black people. The same way they was against Jesus. But We ain't gonna get into all of that. This is how you know Jesus was black. We ain't gonna get into all that. The whole fucking world is against black people. And it hurt like a motherfucker to realize that even your own is against you. Talking about crucifixion down here, okay? But we ain't gonna go there. Especially when you don't do anything to deserve the shit that they doing to you because you are who the fuck you are, or the shit they have done because you are who the fuck you are. Favor called favor for a reason. It ain't motherfucking fair. It ain't. And if you know you ain't got that, that's why I'm saying I'm talking to beacons of light, because like I said in one of my other videos, baby, if you got it, you got it, and if you don't, you don't, and if you don't motherfucking have it, bitch, it ain't nobody's fault that you don't have it. Everybody can't be a motherfucking chief, baby. You gotta be an Indian some motherfucking time. Some people gotta learn to play their motherfucking position. You gotta learn to play your motherfucking role and be at peace with that motherfucking role. The whole shit becomes chaotic because motherfuckers refuse to play their position. It's always one of the 7 deadly sins, and they call the 7 deadly sins for a motherfucking reason that resonate truly with a motherfucker, and they feel some type of way, and so they start going at the motherfucking people that are the beacons of motherfucking light. Because they don't want to stay in their lane. It's bothersome to their motherfucking soul, they spirit, that they just ain't shit. And it don't really mean that you're not, it doesn't mean that you're not a good person. It doesn't mean that you're not fly. It doesn't mean that, you know, you can't boss up in your own lane. The problem be motherfuckers want to get in your lane and try to do you better than you, and or try to be you at some point, or try to take you off this motherfucker, because what they see in you bothers they motherfucking, it bothers them. It fucking bothers them. And that motherfucking ex-nigga of mine tried to take me the fuck off of here. You understand what I'm saying to you? He didn't even motherfucking like me. That's the fucking way I feel. Because ain't no motherfucking way in hell that you develop a relationship with somebody. You're away for 13 motherfucking years, and regardless to whatever the fucking person did, and let me start using third party terms and speak reality base. All right? And feel free to put yourself in my shoes and use who you need to use as a catalyst, as a pawn, because that's what the fuck they were in your experience for you to evolve. Use them as a substitute. The nigga was incarcerated for 13 motherfucking years. I stayed a relevant presence in the life of that motherfucker. My children understood who the fuck he was based on me. Meaning he still had a relevant presence in my motherfucking household, even though his motherfucking physical was absent from it for 13 motherfucking years. For 13 motherfucking years. I kept that nigga relevant. Now, of course, he probably had he did have prior relationships before me. He had prior, he had a family and everything, before me. You know what I'm saying? His family before me. But let me tell you how I represented that motherfucking nigga. And I knew it. Which is why, whatever the fuck I did, I was very careful with the fuck I did, because I refused to bring dirt to that nigga. I refused to allow that motherfucker reputation to be damaged. And I refused for people to not know who the fuck he was anytime I was around, anytime I was present. You must understand that just because my man is not here does not mean that he is not here. When you see me, you see him. You understand me? That's the type of fucking frame of mind that I was in. Excuse me, because I get a little passionate. And when I start getting passionate about what the fuck I'm saying, I start tripping over my words, being eager to get my fucking point on. So, let me take a deep breath so I can continue on. And while that nigga was fucking absent, I found myself. I found myself as a sovereign being. And in finding myself, I was also able to lay a foundation for ourselves in this fucking lifetime. Just so that we had something concrete. You know what I'm saying? Where we would be able to fly. But let me get back to the point. So me, he, and our motherfucking family foundation stayed relevant during that motherfucking 13 motherfucking years. Now, of course, I have to, because living in a jail setting is very much a different lifestyle, even though you have connection to the outside world. It is a totally different motherfucking lifestyle. So I have to leave room for error and being realistic and say he probably had phone time and pen pals with other, females and shit like that, and got married. You know what I'm saying? Unbeknownst to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it couldn't have been known to me, and it wasn't going to be known to me, because that I was still relevant for that motherfucker out here. And he didn't give a fuck how much of a struggle I was having out here. I was able to add on to his lifestyle in there. So even though he was subtracting away from my life and the lives of our children in reality, I was an addition to his lifestyle. So you understand where that balance came in at? Okay. So when the motherfucker was time to come home, I played a part along with him, but his phone time was limited because his time was dwindling down to the motherfucking wire. And of course, you don't have access to the same privileges when you're about to go home, because you're about to have your freedom. So they start cutting things more. So I had to be on the phone for hours at a motherfucking time, calling multiple people, making sure to get a fucking release date, making sure he had access to things that he was able to have fucking access to, making sure that he had a motherfucking address that he can be motherfucking paroled to, because baby, he didn't have that. I don't know who the fuck he was motherfucking married to, but another reason why I don't know her relevancy or the motherfucking part that she had played, but I know what the fuck I did. I got the motherfucking plane ticket. I stood up to my superiors and put myself on the motherfucking line by putting people in my motherfucking business, all because there had to be approval through chain of command at my place of employment. I did all I got the motherfucking plane ticket. I put my motherfucking self out there, and a long motherfucking story short, once that nigga was able to touch down, I got the plane ticket. I met that nigga. Me and my children met that nigga at the motherfucking airport. I provided a motherfucking stable home for that motherfucking nigga. I put money in that motherfucking nigga pocket. I had his clothes preserved for motherfucking 13 years and added to the preservation of what he motherfucking had over that fucking time, and gave that nigga a motherfucking savings account, and was able to provide a vehicle for that nigga and help to put the basic, see, this is what I thought I was doing. I didn't think of it as motherfucking tricking. I didn't think of it as trying to buy a motherfucking nigga, because we, as far as I know, we were in a relationship and we was down together. This is the trauma bond. We was down together. We both came from nothing. We both ain't have shit. And even though we had lived another lifestyle, that was in another lifetime, and I don't want to get too loose at the lips, but we lived differently, and we was able to put our two coins together, and we was able to come up with a little something, and it was ours. But even at that time, it wasn't enough for us to achieve and sustain the lifestyle in which we desired, right? And so now that I had did some work within myself and for our family, I thought that I was assisting and laying down a foundation for him to be able to thrive. The same fucking foundation that we as women would want our men to do for us. And I never thought, before that breakup, I never thought that he wouldn't do it for me. I never thought that he wouldn't. I never thought that he would turn around and shit on me. I never thought for 1 minute that he would turn me into the enemy, that our relationship would become a fucking competition, that he would think, instead of saying, you know, I got a strong partner, so we about to do the motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? All my basic shit is covered, so it's only up from here. I never thought that he would say, oh, this bitch think that she better than me. This bitch think she a nigga. This bitch is masculine. This bitch, I never thought that he would be like that with me. Because we both came from nothing, materially speaking, you know. I thought that we still was on the same mindset of obtaining a fucking goal. The goal of wanting better for ourselves and for our family. And though we had to separate from each other for a time, I thought that he did the inner work and I did the inner work, and that coming back together, of course, wouldn't be easy. But as long as the goal remained to set the same, which was to have a solid foundation and to find a way to thrive together, that we would be okay. Somewhere along the motherfucking way, the nigga switched lanes on me and I didn't know. I wasn't aware. I didn't know. And I wasn't gonna know, and I wasn't supposed to fucking know, because at any time I would have known, could have known, it would not have been beneficial to him. Oh, but contrary, my dear, contrary to popular belief, that when a man or a king operates in the likeness of, I at least could have respect. And I can operate with you based on that alone. So even if he wanted to change lanes because he felt his manhood felt threatened, or because he needed to change lanes because the situation was no longer suitable for him, or he didn't like who I became, he could have walked away with decency, not deceit, and being an adult, being a king, being a fucking man, and having a conversation with me. He could have walked away with his dignity, not deception, with pride, not fucking ego, with self-respect, and with respect from me, at the very fucking least. Now, in which I have none. And I don't respect any motherfucking body that had me in their motherfucking corner and fumbled me because they chose to self-sabotage or even sabotage the relationship that we had by sacrificing me. And that go for friends and romantic motherfucking relationships. That's what the fuck I'm saying to you. You got bitches that don't know how to be friends. They don't know how to reciprocate the same motherfucking energy. Just because they resonate with it or try to resonate with it don't mean that they motherfucking can reciprocate it. They don't know how to motherfucking be friends. You so motherfucking real and you so motherfucking you. They don't know how to take that. And because they don't reciprocate, you have your motherfucking moment of clarity and say, well, listen, maybe I need to remove myself from this motherfucking situation because I'm not getting what I put in it. And no, everybody is not you, but that ain't what the fuck I'm saying. I don't need you to be me or be like me in order to motherfucking reciprocate. But because you ain't one with yourself, because you ain't did the necessary work to make yourself a motherfucking better person, their whole fucking focus is to be able just to have access to you, because at the time when they need someone, you have availability for them. Again, this is not just selfishness. This is motherfucking them wanting to be in your motherfucking energy, a part of your motherfucking life, because it is serving to them. But they don't know how to motherfucking reciprocate. And when you have that moment where you take a fucking step back, and sometimes that step back becomes 2 steps back, 3 steps back, till you fall the fuck off for that shit. Now these motherfucking bitches is mad that you don't want to fuck with them no more. Because you tired of pouring into somebody's motherfucking cup when they don't even have the capability of pouring into yours. And it does not have to be the exact motherfucking same. But bitch, you telling me you have absolutely nothing to offer this motherfucking friendship at all? That most of the sustainment of this friendship is on my behalf, and it's only when you motherfucking going through something and you ain't got nobody else to talk to, and you ain't got nobody else dependable and reliable and as loyal as I motherfucking am. And you know how the fuck I really am at the core of you. You know how I am about you. And so we don't discuss things that'll keep us elevated. Ever. We discuss what the fuck you going through, whatever the fuck you going through, when you going through. Whenever it comes time for anything for you to pour into me, the conversation get real fucking dry. You start falling asleep on the motherfucking phone. You start not answering motherfucking texts. Or when we are on the phone and I do get your motherfucking attention, this nigga beeping, and all of a sudden what I'm saying ain't important no more, cause this nigga done beeped in. It ain't an emergency with this nigga. It ain't nothing going on with your children. It's regular girl time that we, set aside for any type of time where we able to talk and get up. But now I need you to be an ear for me, because I need the vent. But you ain't got the fucking time no more, because you catering to every fucking thing else. You ain't even got an ear to give your motherfucking sister. Or, let's go away, girl. Let's do this and let's do that. Because your whole fucking purpose of really wanting to fucking go away is because you trying to get this nigga undivided attention. The motherfucking nigga that at this point in the situation ain't paying you no motherfucking mind. But you're using your motherfucking sister, quote unquote, as a ploy in your fucking corny ass game to try to get this nigga motherfucking attention. The shit ain't going right in your motherfucking life. It just ain't. But you know how people feel, the one motherfucker me. You know how I motherfucking feel about you. You know how I fucking do about you. And I'm going to come to your motherfucking rescue, because I'm going to remind you of who the fuck you are and who you are to me and who you should be to your motherfucking self. And now, I'm pouring back into you what you have tend to what you lost at the time, at the moment, or over time. Because you let this nigga infiltrate your motherfucking space and have you fucking with who you think you are. That shit fucking with your mind now, because he ain't fucking with you no more. You starting to wonder if you fucking with you. You understand what I'm saying? When I have motherfucking information, bitch, and we friends, I'm gonna give you information. It don't cost me nothing to give you information, bitch. It's nothing that you could possibly do that's gonna take away from who the fuck I am. Who you are, whether you on your way up or whether you on your way down, cannot take away from the fucking bitch I am. I'm too woman. I'm too thorough within my own self, within my own fucking right. So I'm not gonna ever withhold information from you that I think is going to assist you in where you're trying to go, or information that I think is going to help you prosper. If you asking me for information, I'm gonna motherfucking tell it to you. I'm not ever motherfucking turning my back on people who I consider to be my people, because like I said, the whole motherfucking world is against us. So why the fuck would I have you in my circle if I'm gonna fucking turn my back on you too? Like, I don't fucking operate like that. That's not who the fuck I am. But motherfuckers that get around that type of purity, they don't understand it. They ain't never seen it before. They ain't never witnessed it. They ain't had no experience with it. And they'll sabotage that motherfucking shit, because they whole fucking mindset be either, I don't like that bitch, fuck that bitch anyway, or I'm gonna get that bitch before she get me. But this is all the result of people who do not do the necessary inner work to become in tune with who the fuck they really are. And I don't have any time in my life and what I'm trying to do with my motherfucking life to repair it no motherfucking body. A motherfucking snake ain't gonna bite me twice. And I ain't mad that we can't be motherfucking friends no more. I ain't. So why the fuck are you? Why the fuck now you want to turn around and start motherfucking plotting or trying to expose information you either think I had, or it might even be factual? Why the fuck all of a sudden now you a motherfucking op? That mean you always been an op. You was just looking for the motherfucking opportunity to show face. Why the fuck would you accuse me of motherfucking stealing something from you, bitch? Why the fuck would you put any information, whether it's false or real? Why the fuck would you give it to any type of nigga that I'm motherfucking, you know that I was building a motherfucking life with? Why the fuck betrayal is so relevant now? Because bitch, you always been that motherfucking way. When you couldn't provide nothing for your motherfucking nigga, or when your nigga would not stay with you no matter what the fuck you did, or because you ain't got the fucking light that I motherfucking have, and you always knew that. You felt some type of motherfucking way, and the first opportunity that you got to either try to sabotage me or the friendship or what the fuck I had, or any type of way that you could infiltrate it, bitch, you showed face. You showed who the fuck you really was. And that's why I continue not to fuck with y'all. So what happened in the breakup was revelation, and I came to find out that, you know, pain is in love. Because in my young mind, I used to say that pain is love, pain is love. Pain is not motherfucking love, baby. Pain is not love. But pain damn sure is revelation. Because when motherfuckers is in pain, that's when a real motherfucking them show the fuck up. Whether the pain got something to do with you or not. And so, I told all of that to motherfucking say is, do the inventory in your life, baby. Do the motherfucking inventory. Don't be afraid to heal. You know, sometimes elevation and healing requires separation. Especially when you're dealing with the Creator. You're dealing with God. You're dealing with the universe. And I understand that we are not necessarily always ready to separate ourselves from these people. I know that we have attachments to these motherfucking people. But you must understand the true meaning behind seasons and purpose. And that is all a part of the fucking poem. The game. And pawns in the game. Season and purpose. Sometimes God just put people, places, and things in your way to be able to test you. Those are the tests of your testimony. Sometimes those people are to escort you to another level. Sometimes those people are to assist in bringing attention to the things that you have been neglecting on your way for you to get to where you need to be. You understand me? And sometimes you'll run across a genuine soul who are there with you for a purpose. Man, let me dip off, because you know it's always a little bit of truth in a joke, and it's a little bit of truth in Hollywood too. Y'all know that though. Y'all know that. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but y'all know that. But let me tell y'all, let me bring y'all back to a motherfucking point, and I'ma end this shit. When in Hollywood, when we used to watch the scary movies, the vampire movies, the werewolf movies, right? And back in the day, the only one that used to survive in those movies was the virgin. Now, we always used to get, after we became, aware of certain things, we used to get annoyed because we used to not have fully understanding. Why the fuck this bitch survived out of everybody else? This one here, he was the most thorough, and this one, she was funny, and she was innocent, and all, and our favorite in the movie or out of the cast or whatever didn't survive. It was always the virgin that survived. And the reason why I understand now where I didn't before, or whatever, But I understand why the virgin survived, always. In all of the movies where the ops tried to siphon the energy, and when they couldn't siphon the energy of the people, they killed them. But the virgin always survived because she was the most pure. And that purity only represents in real life, not the virgin, not that you never fucked, or not that you never fucked up. In real life, the virgin means the people with the purest heart, the purest intent. This is why they win in the end. This is why they fucking survive. This is why no matter what the ops or the enemy try to fucking do to me, or put out towards me, or use people against me, or betray me, or whatever the fuck the ops or the enemy or the frenemy try to fucking do. This is why at the end of it all, I still win. Because anytime you encountered me and was able to get a piece of my heart, I always dealt with you with pure intent. This is why y'all shit don't work. And even if it may appear that it's working, you must understand that appearances can be motherfucking, it could be a form of magic. Black or white. You know, we ain't gonna get that deep with it, but because remember, we on social media and people appear to be doing well and people appear to be living this motherfucking life, and then they forget that people know them in real life, and the people that know them in real life know the real story, and they know that the appearance that they putting up on social media ain't what the fuck they appearing to put on social media. They know appearance could very well be a falsehood. And so it could definitely appear like you getting one over, and it could appear like you motherfucking getting your shit off for me, or whatever you planned for me is working. But baby, it ain't gonna work, and it ain't gonna ever motherfucking work, and you ain't gonna ever motherfucking win that way. Because I always dealt with y'all purely because I really love y'all at one point in my life, and my intent was always to have the best with y'all, the best for y'all. And even if that meant I had some type of way where I could help you get to your best, if I could help you achieve your best, whichever type of way that I was able to assist you, because I was fucking with you like that, for real, I ain't had no problem doing it, because my intent was never about competition. My intent was never because I thought I was better. My intent was never with a fucking ulterior motive. My intent was always because I wanted to see you doing good, or see you in a better position. Always. And that right there is why when you're not in my life no more, I don't give a fuck who you fucking with. That's why I can walk away and still have my peace. That's why I can walk away and still hold my head up high. Because whatever you and your fucking minions decided to get together and do just to try to tarnish my character, to try to make me out to be the fucking bad person, to try to turn me something into something or someone I'm not amongst each other, because you need some type of validation for the bullshit that you tried to pull. Whatever the fuck you and your minions did to get together, don't bother me at all. I don't give a fuck about it. Y'all are no longer in my fucking energy. It was revealed to me who the fuck you really are. And I no longer give a fuck about what the fuck you got going on. I don't give a fuck who you with. I don't give a fuck who your friend is now. My number one, my fucking cardinal enemy could be your best motherfucking friend. I don't give a fuck. Because I know who I was when I was with you. I still remain that same person to this motherfucking time. I am true. When I deal with love, it is purely with real shit, with good fucking intent. Because I've always pride myself on never fitting a status fucking quo. Just because the motherfucking world is against us as a people, and just because we got a few motherfucking bad apples in a bunch, I'm not ever gonna be one of them motherfucking people. Ever. I'm not ever gonna motherfucking go along to get along. That's just not me. And you know what's the fucked up side to that? It leaves me vulnerable in a sense that it leaves me in a vulnerable space in a sense that because I'm that motherfucking real, I have to preserve my energy even more, because the fucking light do attract dark. It will always attract the darkness. Always. Light do attract light. It's a lot of alike beings out here that's operating in the lightness, but the fucking light attracts dark too. And so I have to be more cognizant. My discernment have to be up even higher, because heavy is the head that wears the crown, baby. And you have to know that about yourself. Don't fucking underestimate yourself no more, baby. No more. You might have done it before. And it's not that you're better than anyone else. It's just that you're more aware of who you are now. Be aware of your shit. Be aware of your strengths. Be aware of your weaknesses. Get in tune with yourself, baby. Be aware. Ain't a motherfucking thing wrong with that. Contrary to what the fucking world or your frenemies or the ops or whoever you have in your fucking circle try to get you to believe. It's alright to be a square in your motherfucking circle, baby. It's alright to stand on your motherfucking square. It's alright to stand strong in who the fuck you are. Because the only ones that don't respect and don't like you when you standing on your fucking square is them motherfuckers who realize they can't infiltrate your motherfucking circle, that they can't get you to succumb to their fucking securities, that their insecurities can't infiltrate you in no type of way. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't gonna keep being repetitive about the fucking message, because you get what I'm saying now at the beginning of the fucking day. You get what I'm saying? And so with that, I wish you continued healing, darling. Keep motherfucking healing. Keep being your best motherfucking self. Keep ascending. And sometimes it may get a little lonely, but understand that loneliness and being alone is two different things. And aloneness requires self-preservation and elevation. Okay, baby, sometime it gotta happen that way. Sometime it gotta happen that way. And if you a believer, like you say you a believer, you understand it. You get with the fucking program, and you get out your own motherfucking way. Get out your own way so that you can get to a point to live your best motherfucking life. Peace.